Okay. Hi, everybody. It's time for some Dual Heroes. We're back with the game, and you know something? So I'm gonna do my usual, like, hey, here's what I'm using. I decided to go with the Smoke controller. I'm gradually using all of the controllers that I previously never used because they were like hanging up on a wall, and instead of hanging them up on my wall, I'm actually they're in like a little cabinet and I'm using them. So Smoke, I literally never use Smoke. How do I figure out how to save? Yeah. Cool. Oh my god, really? You're gonna make me do this? Yeah, so I'm using the Smoke controller. Usually I'm like, oh, and also here are all my little bit of references that I have, my Nintendo Power, my strategy guide. Oddly enough, and I don't think I'm making a mistake here, this game and the game after this, which is going to be Fox Sports College Hoops, so just so you know, neither of these are going to really take up a whole lot of my time, because they are not very good and they don't need to do that. Neither of these seem to have any Nintendo Power right up. Oh my god, is that really the way you change the icon? Holy shit. It's pretty funny to me, honestly. What is that? Okay, yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna do that. It's fine. Oh, whoa. Oh my god, there's no easy, there's just normal, hard, and expert. Fucking hell. Okay, so yeah, there doesn't seem to be a write-up for this game, not even for the next game either, for Fox Sports. But yeah, there's no write-up for this game. I have very, very low expectations for it. I'm probably only going to do one stream because, oh my god, these fighting games are getting so bad, and there's so many of them, and they're all so bad, and good god. And if you hadn't guessed by now, this game, Dual Heroes, is pretty much a total ripoff of Power Rangers. And I was thinking about that. I guess I'll go with this guy. They all kind of look the same to me, don't they? I mean, they don't. They have different colors and they have different spikes and everything, but largely, when you think about it, it's like they all look like they're trying to copy the Power Rangers. So there's been so many fighting games, and there's still going to be more to come. And this one, I've heard, is really god-awful. There only becomes so much that you can say about these bad fighting games. Although there's one really interesting thing that I thought to myself as I was setting this up. And you know something, it's funny, I spent about 45 minutes to an hour setting up and not starting this. And I was totally fine with that, because, well, for a couple of reasons. One, I was just putting this off really hard. Another thing, good god. Okay, that's a halfway decent move, I guess. Cool. Wait, no. He grabbed me. I thought I was doing like a Hurricane Rana on him. Okay, so one thing I have to point out, there's only 2 attack buttons. That's what I found out while I was trying to do some research, which I didn't have for Nintendo Power or Strategy Guide here. But yeah, there's only 2 attack buttons, A and down C. All the other buttons do some kind of bullshit. I don't remember. Just need to know, like, how many different degrees of buttons am I working with? Am I working with your 3-button setup, your 4-button setup, your 6-button setup? No, 2, only 2. But yeah, I was setting this up. I was putting posters up. I realized when I turned the camera on, I'm sitting right in front of them, and I'm sitting on a different side of the couch that's closer to where I moved the lamp over, so there's a little bit more light. What is happening? You automatically feel stifled when there's only 2 buttons. and it doesn't move like I said that as I realized as I was saying that, like the Neo Geo Pocket Color fighting games only have 2 attack buttons, but they move a lot faster and a lot smoother, you know, everything than just any 3D fighting game really, except for, you know, Tekken at this point, you know, in this era, I'm saying. Cool. But yeah, it's like the Neo Geo, and for one thing, they're not 3D fighting games. They're just 2D fighting games, so the movement is a lot less clunky. But I saw that. I saw online somebody's guide was like, oh, so there's 2 attack buttons. There's A and there's down C, and I'm like, what? That means I got to do all kinds of fucking things with the control stick and try and work out combos for sequencing, and it's like, do these look like combos to you? And I know I kind of wrote this game off before I even started it, but if you look online and you look at GameFAQs and you look at the user reviews on GameFAQs, there's like, I could have sworn there were at least 3 or 4 out of maybe like 10 reviews that were a half star, that were 1 out of 10 reviews, and I'm like, good God. And some people thought this game was fun, and I can kind of see why you think it was fun, especially if you're, you know, like a big Power Rangers fan, that, you know, this game's clearly ripping off Power Rangers, unashamedly. I don't know how you get away with that, but, and also there's a guy in my building who, plays bass. I have not gone up to him, I've not met him or anything like that, but, he's, I don't know, I don't think a microphone is going to be picking him up or anything like that. I'd probably get flagged for it. He's playing like classic rock stuff. He was playing like Come Together earlier. And I just wanted to point that out, that like, oh, this is my new building. Oh my God, did we really, how the fuck? Why is that a thing that can happen?
Get ready, fight.
So apparently there's ring outs in some stages, because that last one was in like a cage or whatever and didn't have it. But apparently there's ring outs, and apparently we can both just be like standing on the ledge and just fall off in the most clumsy way possible. I like how I'm getting like 4-hit combos. All I'm doing is basically just mashing the 2 attack buttons. Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I wanted to point it out that like, oh man, you know, I don't want to be the noisy guy, but I also hope that nobody else makes any noise or anything like that. And that's the one thing that I've had, is like, there's definitely a dude that plays bass in here, and I'm the last person who's going to complain about that. I feel very lucky that that's the one thing that I've been worrying about for noise. Oh, I thought he was going to fall off. Did he stood up and then fell off. I didn't even push him off. He stood up in a way that made him fall. That's so fucking stupid. Like, I'm enjoying myself because that's so dumb. Oh my God. Who the fuck are you, man?
Get ready, fight.
Don't all these people basically look the same, though? This isn't even like a generic-ish, you know, Virtua Fighter clone where you have like all the archetypes. You have like the ninja, and you have the short girl, and you have the over-sexualized girl, and you have the samurai guy. Like, I'm going through Soul Calibur and thinking how many times I've seen Mitsurugi, Ivy. Get the fuck up. How many times have I seen Mitsurugi and Ivy and the tank guy and, you know, the hand-to-hand fighter, and Soul Calibur doesn't have hand-to-hand fighter, but you can probably think of who I'm thinking of, like guys like well, I mean, in like Tekken there'd all be hand-to-hand fighters, but you know, the tank guy like Zangief or E Honda or fucking, I think his name starts with a G. In Tekken, the sumo wrestler guy. God, I don't know Tekken characters. I know like the really popular ones, and I know the main storyline ones, but I've forgotten some of them. What was that? How did I do that? Oh, is there a dedicated grab button? The one funny thing that I have to think about this game is when I realized, wow, this looks just like Power Rangers. They're clearly ripping off Power Rangers. This was Hudson, by the way. Hudson made, I think, and published. I know they published this game in Japan. Electrobrain published it over here. But yeah, this is basically a Hudson game. And you'd think they get more in trouble with it if they did it in Japan, because the Power Rangers are originally a Japanese thing. Also, you'd have to admit that anything that looks like this kind of looks Japanese. It's like all those like Gundam robot stuff and everything that they have for anime over there.
KO.
Oh my god.
Winner.
Oh, I lost my train of thought. Dude. Yeah. I was also talking with my friend, you know, something I'd much rather have been doing. Oh, something that doesn't look like Power Rangers, but definitely looks like a Power Rangers villain. For sure, it's just a weird alien cat thing. Looks like, almost looks like a thin predator. A small, agile predator. More agile predator, I should say. I don't think predator's really a clunky bastard. Seems like he's got the hang of swift movement down. I don't know what my character, like, what the characteristics of the character I chose are supposed to be. I basically chose him on color. So I legit, I have no idea who's the main character supposed to be in this game. It's crazy to me that not only have Hudson / Electrobrain, I want to say Hudson made this game, but I'm not sure if they published in Japan, published somebody else's product. But it baffles me that not only have they made a fighting game that's worse than it moves faster than Deadly Arts, I'll say that, but still doesn't move any like smoother. That like they published the game that is as clunky as Deadly Arts, as cheesy as say War Gods or Dark Rift. Honestly I compare this to Dark Rift more than War Gods, because War Gods is like the most Americanized bullshit I can think of in a fighting game. Like you can tell right away that it was made by the Mortal Kombat people, who trying to not do something strictly like based in old world China, ancient China, and martial arts stuff.
Get ready, fight.
They've made a game that's as clunky as Deadly Arts, but without even the minimal sense of fuck yeah, get right out of here. I remember I used to play Dead or Alive. I think it was Dead or Alive 3 on the Xbox. That game sold a gazillion copies. Gazillion, fucking whatever. And I think I had that, or at least had like a demo of it. Oh my god. Really? And I used to be, when I was a kid, I used to be that shitty kid who would just try to win. I picked the ninja, because of course I did. And I would be the guy who would just try to win everything by getting a ring out on my opponent. So I'd walk over to the edge, and I'd try to like sidestep, so that they just like, either they'd throw themselves off. Are you kidding me? This is so stupid.
Get ready.
Usually you get like some sense of a barrier, like you have to have like a legitimate, wow. Fuck this whole stage, though. This feels like when you see old clips of guys that you like in like WWE or like New Japan, excuse me, and you see their indie stuff and you go, wow, that ring is so small. How do they not just like fall right out of it? And it's like that's what that feels like compared to a stage. I don't know the names of the stages, but like there's one particular stage in Soul Calibur 2 that's like in the middle of like a cave, There's probably a bunch of them in the middle of the cave. It's like a cave temple-ish thing, and it's one of the ones that has no barriers whatsoever, so every side you can fall off. And that stage right there that we just played, that we fell off how many fucking times? One was a complete draw, and I think I won both. I think we won every round in that was won by a ring out.
KO.
Oh, okay. I think so. Every round in that particular match was won by a ring out, and it's like because you would expect that stage,
Ready, fight.
but it's smaller. It's like several feet smaller, just on every side. That's what that was like. Like you cannot walk 3 steps without almost falling off. That's insane to me.
KO.
That was stupid. That was a really, really bad. Like, I guess that's the point of it. I want to ask the developers
Get ready.
and be like, hey, do you remember making this game? And they're like, oh, yeah. The Power Rangers one? Yeah, that's what they told us to do. And be like, you remember this one stage that you made? And depending on who you talk to, you'd be like, did you intentionally, like, make all these, like, make this one stage so that every match would be a ring out? And I wonder if they would say yes, and if that would be genuine. Somebody probably thought it was funny, I'll be honest. Somebody probably looked at it and be like, hey, what if we have this one stage on this shitty game, and just, like, every match is going to be a ring out because you can't take 2 steps without falling off. That's what it would be like. Or, you know what, it's like the, like that American Gladiators game with the staffs. They're not really staffs. They have the big puffy things on the end, so that you don't actually get hurt. But it's kind of like that. Like you can't move. If you rent like a bouncy house from a company, that's always like an option. Like you can get this little the duel game from American Gladiators in it. What? What? What just happened? Alright.
KO.
What the fuck just happened? Was that a real move? What was that?
Get ready.
What was that? Jesus. I'm kind of speechless now. You know what this reminds me of? These ones that are caged in. It makes me think of the.
KO.
Well, I think like Virtua Fighter. I remember specifically Virtua Fighter has at least one stage that's just like this. So I guess that's kind of what I'm thinking of. And the Virtua Fighter thing would be more like it. But the Megadeth Wake Up Dead video, and they're playing in like inside of a steel cage. Like you would think I would say just, oh, it's like a steel cage in a wrestling match. It's no, specifically like outside of wrestling, it's like you have that steel cage like Megadeth played in. The same thing from Virtua Fighter. When do I reach the end of the ladder? That's what I want to know. Because as soon as I'm at the end of the ladder, I'm fucking done right now. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna play this a little bit later and just see if I can really get a feel out of any characters being like truly like different or unique, because they don't have the looks for it. We can see that much. Like every guy, I feel like I'm playing a palette swap.
KO.
That's what it feels like. I want to find
Winner.
a biographies thing in the game that tells me why I should differentiate between any of these people.
Fight.
And I wanna play as them and get the idea if they're any different, because I really, maybe I'll do a match or two with somebody different, and then that really will be it, and I can do Fox Sports College Hoops. It's the only college sports game. I'm getting ahead of myself because I don't want to play these 2 games, and I want to play Glover actually. Glover is the last. Glover will be the 3rd one down the line. This, Fox Sports, and Glover. And we get into November, and I'd really like to play Quarterback Club 99, because I've been in a huge football mood lately. But I already played Madden and NFL Blitz, so I have to wait till I get to Quarterback Club 99, and then it'll be a while until I play something else for football. But right now is the time I'd like to be doing it. I might even move it up, specifically because I'll be in football mode. Is he the boss because he has a big, gigantic, wide visor, unnecessary visor? I don't know, maybe. Wow, a lot of these rings actually look very, very similar, don't they? It's like basically the difference is that some of them have bars and some of them don't. Get the fuck up! Why won't you get up? Oh, okay.
Winner. Get ready. Fight.
Grab him. Just do something that looks halfway impressive. Can you do something? I don't know what you're doing. You really run out of like other things to try as you're learning this game. Like you kind of get like when you play Street Fighter and you're like me and you're not good at these games, you kind of get into like, okay, I've learned what like this is the special move that this character can do, and this is a special move that this character can do, and I'm gonna basically end up using those a lot with this game because I don't really like. I don't know what the special moves really are supposed to be, and there's so little for actual attacks. Like, I know that there's going to be more for attacks, but just having buttons, you basically, if you're not familiar with the movesets, I run out of things to try when I'm trying to learn, like, what a character really is about and what they do, so. Okay, I guess I lost. Fuck me then. I'm surprised I haven't really lost that much, but I don't know. The fact that I'm making it to the end in a game, in a fighting game, on kind of my first try without continuing a million times, also kind of suggests to me that this game's not that. If you are a fighting game fan, you probably will just skip this because. Probably should skip it anyway, but you probably want to skip this one because like Derek can figure it out to some extent right away. That's such a bad sign to me.
KO.
Okay. I'm trying to get up and have my character fucking do something. Okay. Why does your character feel like he's so much faster than mine? Like, the speed of my punches is so goddamn slow. And he's just like, Jack be nimble, Jack be fucking quick over here. Wow. And he's got a fucking Macho Man elbow drop to take me out with, huh? Yeah, let's try this a couple more times. I guess I want to think that this guy's the last boss, because look at his helmet. He's the only guy with a really, really distinct feature to his costume. And it's that big yellow visor. Wow, my guy really, like, when I look at this guy, and, like, the first 8 characters that I fought did not seem like they moved this fast. Look at this dude. Look how much faster he is than mine. Look how much faster his arms move when he does his striking moves. Oh my god, and he's got a big charge-up attack, like, almost like a fucking Power Ranger would.
KO.
What am I... Really?
Winner.
I don't know, I don't...
Ready, fight.
You're probably, if you like, for some reason like this game, you're probably saying to yourself like, well, yeah, he's a fighting game boss. Like, of course he's hard. Of course he's objectively more powerful than you. It's like, no. I look at this and I see a game that can move fast, and I see a game that can have like some sense of excitement to it, and I see them only. They nerfed the rest of the game so that their one character at the end could be intimidating.
Get ready, fight.
Okay. Like, right off the bat, he just gets this, like, 2 decent kicks right off. He's so much faster than my character. Why does my character just lie there for so long when I try? Why are you just lying there? No other game makes your character just lie on the ground like a fucking shithead for this long. I feel like that. That's how I feel. I might be objectively wrong about that.
Winner.
But when you just realize you get to the end of this game, you get to the end of one of these ladders, and you look, oh, that's how fast this game should be moving? It does not sit right with me, you know? Or not how fast it should be moving, but how fast it could be moving, and only this guy gets to do it. Like I said, you literally just showed me what's wrong with your fighting engine. You nerfed the rest of the characters so that this guy could be intimidating. But if you made a fighting game that was this fast in the first place, and every character was this fast, you'd actually have a halfway exciting fighting game, even if the mechanics would be kind of off. Oh, did he just... Yeah, he just totally fucked me up, because I'm just waiting for my character to get up. Alright, let's try one more time.
Get ready, fight.
Oh, okay, you just break my block then? Get up. I've exhausted the number of attacks that I can really do. I've thrown everything at this guy, which is to say I've thrown almost nothing at him. And I've discovered that none of it works. Which isn't necessarily true. Wow.
Winner.
Tried nothing, and we're all out of ideas because the controls scheme gives me next to nothing. I know that this game has special moves and stuff in it, and I haven't managed to learn any of them. I'm just never really a fan of making the player work really hard to pull off any move in your game when you essentially ignore the rest of the buttons, or you make them less useful than they could be. Like, when you make a control scheme, your first instinct should be, okay, let's map as many of the base attacks as we can to major buttons, which would be these 6 buttons. That I've said many times that the N64 controller is way more inclined to fighting games than you think, because look, you have these 6 buttons like you have on an arcade stick. You've taken these 6 buttons and you've only used 2 of them to do actual attacks, and you've made 4 of these other buttons bullshit that's not an attack. And the shoulder buttons are still blocking everything, so you realize that you can do useful things with the buttons on the controller. Why is A punch and down is kick? It's just a waste. So let's try like one other character. Try any other character we have here, and see how they feel compared to that dude. So yeah, I don't see Big Visor Man, so he's clearly the big boss. That's the guy I was. Don't pick him by mistake, because you can't tell. This looks like the main guy because he looks the most like a Power Ranger, and he was born on January 1st. So obviously, you know, he was the base character. Let's watch the cinematic, because I didn't watch the last. Oh, no, they're all the same one, aren't they? Okay, so I didn't actually miss anything. Good to know. Because I'm assuming that every single one is the same thing. Alright, bring it.
Ready, fight.
No initial obvious. I mean, that's a combo that I haven't seen from my other guy, but still. He doesn't control like wildly different.
Winner. Ready, fight.
'Cause I really do think that this is just poor character design. Like your character should be more obvious that they are different. And if you create characters that are incredibly diverse, like you haven't done here, then any differences that are actually existent, they might actually be perceived more strongly than they even really are. So like, let's try this dude. Military, soldier, gun. Okay. So these are all the, I guess those are all the backstories is right there. Let's just get into it.
Ready, fight.
This guy seems like more of a tank than the past two, so. Which is also why he's like painfully slow and getting his ass kicked by the quick one. I'll bet you when I pick that guy, he's very fast. You know who this, based on the fact that they said like military soldier and stuff, this guy reminds me, he's closest to Jack from the Tekken games. That's my perception of it. Okay, I'm doing this real quick. I want to see how much of a difference I can get to all these characters. I'll bet you that dude's pretty fast too. Yeah, let's try this dude. The guy that... Dirty Fighter, okay. I don't even know that.
Ready, fight.
Okay, cool. I think I did a throw with him, so... Yeah, he's not that much faster. He's probably about as fast as the red guy and the dark blue guy, grayish guy that I've used. Although he is much faster than my opponent right now. I'm saying he doesn't feel that much faster. He feels like red and gray blue.
Ready, fight.
The same thing. Maybe one more thing. I want to try Skinny Predator. He's got like a jungle percussion. Yep, Bionic Beast. Cool. Country fluting continent. Okay. And we know nothing about him. Yeah, he's an alien apparently. Oh, I wonder if his cinematic is any different. Nope, it looks exactly the same. Are you fucking serious? That's so easy. Oh, that's wicked lame.
Ready, fight.
Alright, he's admittedly a bit faster. I bet you he's the extreme. He's the fastest one. No, you know who he is? I got the perfect name for him. He's Yellow Mewtwo. Look at his tail. He's Mewtwo. Scratch his eyes out. Oh, is he seriously not dead for that one? I'm gonna leave that little sliver of health on there for me, game. Okay.
Winner.
All right, that's it.
Ready, fight.
That's Dual Heroes, and man, I guess it's a little bit better than War Gods. It's better than Dark Rift, but it's probably worse than every other fighting game I've played on the 64 so far. It's not as Clay Fighter is above it. So like Clay Fighter's above it. It's about even with Deadly Arts. Mace, Fighter's Destiny, Flying Dragon, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, all above it. And there's more fighting games on the 64. I think I've covered a lot of them. Like, I'm trying to think right now of any other fighting games that end up coming out on the 64, and I think they kind of did them all early. And that's why I feel like I've played a lot of them. Yeah, you know. Transformers is gonna come out at some point in like 99 or 2000. So yeah, that's one I can think of that I haven't played yet. But wow, now that I'm thinking of it, I think this is the majority of the fighting games have been done. So it's a really great balance that I literally just thought of this. But anyway, check out next time I'm gonna be playing Fox Sports Call of Troops 99. Maybe there'll be like a March Madness tournament or something like that I can do. Be cool to kind of lay back and chill and play a basketball game, because there hasn't been one since... I think there hasn't been one since, like, In the Zone? No, Courtside. So there was one at Courtside, but that was like 6 months before this. And there's going to be at least one or two more after this, because NBA Live 99 will be around it. So yeah, that'll be next time, and then Glover will be after that, which will be cool. So thank you for watching. Nobody talks about this game, and for good reason. It's bad and but it's not as bad as other fighting games, and it's not as bad as other bad games. So, you know, what's there to talk about other than the very obvious thing that I keep bringing up, which is that it rips off Power Rangers so hard. And with that, I'll see you next time.